Greetings, students. I wanted to make this video to kind of talk through a little bit about Project 3, give you kind of a rundown of some of the more complicated aspects of it and kind of talk you through some of Project 3. So we begin here looking at the announcements page for Project 3. So this is the announcement, Project 3, Annotated Bibliography. And I want to point you towards a few things that I've just uploaded. These last two, I think some folks were having difficulty accessing them, but they should work now. I've changed them. So I want to pull them up, and I will talk more about them when we get through using them. I have uploaded them here for your information, but they'll be very important for completing Project 3. So Project 3 is an annotated bibliography. Very simply, an annotated bibliography is a list of resources with ideas, thoughts written about those resources. So you can again think of Project 3 and Project 4 as very connected. Project 4 is a research paper. But writing a research paper is a process. It takes time. It is hard to do. So what you need to do is you need to think through what to do before you write the research paper. Project 3 is the getting all of that thinking done in a very specific way so that you can then take that information to Project 4. So ideally, the topic for Project 3 becomes the topic for Project 4, which turns into a thesis statement. And the more specific you can be with Project 3, because it's about doing research, the better you will set yourself up for Project 4 to be able to translate all of the work from Project 3 to Project 4. All right, so again, Project 3 is an annotated bibliography. So what you're going to be creating is something that will look like this. This is one of the sample documents I uploaded, right? So if we look here, you can see that it's a document that has a paragraph here, and then it has a citation, and then a paragraph, then a citation, then a paragraph, then a citation, then a paragraph, and so on, and so on, and so on, for 6 of them. So what these are is these are sources you find on your topic, and these paragraphs are summaries. They are a summary paragraph of your source. That's Project 3. MLA citation, summary of your source. MLA citation, summary of your source. It is not a coherent essay. Please keep that in mind. When folks do poorly on Project 3, it is because they try to write a coherent essay, or they completely avoid following how to make MLA citations. This brings me to the second document that I uploaded into the announcements, which is this. This will tell you how to make citations. You just have to figure out what your source is. You can look it up, and then it'll walk you through how to make a citation by hand. Now, there are other tools that you can use to make citations, and I'm going to explain those in a little bit. But ultimately, your citations being correct is up to you. Making sure that this part of Project 3 is correct needs to be done by you. Now, I learned to do this by hand, so my most comfortable way of doing this is to take information, use a document that will help me organize it, and do it by hand. But there are other tools out there. Microsoft Word has a built-in mechanism that can help you make citations. I don't know how to use it. I've never learned, but I'm sure you could YouTube how to do that. There are websites. I think Citation Generator is a website that can help you make citations. But again, you have to be careful because sometimes what happens is things get pasted wrong. So I'm going to pull up an additional Word document that I'm going to use as we're talking today to help clarify a few points. All right, so let's say you figured out your topic. Remember to avoid the topics that are listed in the announcement that says, do not write about these topics. So let's say you got a topic. Let's say you're going to write about opioid addiction in Florida. That's what you want to explore. You're not exactly sure what your thesis statement's going to be. You don't need to be. So from here, you want to find resources. Avoid using Google. I'm trying to teach you how to use the academic research databases. These are very important, and these will save you time and headache. So you want to go to, on the left side of the screen, down here, Electronic Library Resources. From here, click this. This takes you to the first landing page. This is the database landing page. Think of each database as a clearinghouse of information. Some of the databases will only give you some kinds of information. For example, there is a database that has to do only with medical things. Because my topic is on opioid addiction in Florida, I kind of need more than just medical stuff. So I like, and I'll recommend two to you. One, Academic Search Complete, or JSTOR. Right? I feel like these databases pull a ton, and they're very useful. But I'm going to demonstrate finding a resource using Academic Search Complete. So you click on that. From here, you start typing things into the search bar. Right? So what do we say we're doing? Opioid addiction, Florida. Now, this is frustrating because you might be thinking, well, what do you mean it didn't yield any results? The reason it didn't yield any results is these search engines in the databases do not function like Google. Google is what we might consider a smart search engine. Google doesn't just give you what it thinks you want. It actually tells you what you think you want and then gives you that. These databases, because they are only designed to give you exactly what you tell them, are less intuitive. They need more finesse. I would always suggest that when you're using the databases, use the advanced search button. The advanced search button gives you more bars to type things into. So here's what I would suggest. Opioid addiction in Florida. And so what this is going to do is it's not going to try to make this one phrase. It's going to make these all independent search terms. As well, what I like to click is full text and scholarly peer reviewed. You should click those. And then search. And you see, we've pulled up 123 sources. Now, you have to decide which of these sources is useful. And that's one of the challenges of Project 3, looking through sources, finding things that we're reading through them, seeing what's interesting. So that's the first part. So let's say you find your 6 sources that you want. Then you have to start making the citations and making the summary paragraphs. So from here, let's say this first source is exactly what we want. So we click on it. To make your MLA citation, this information is what you need. But you might notice that there are tools. Over here, there's a tool that says Cite. You can click on that. And from here, you can pull this MLA citation. Now I'm going to copy it and try to paste it on a document, and you can see what happens. By pasting it, I've added some problems. This is not correctly formatted for MLA. But it's a start. It is a useful start. Why is it highlighted in gray? I don't know. It's missing a hanging indentation. That's a problem. I don't expect anybody to remember these things, but what I expect you to do is take this and say, well, this is the information I need, but let me use this tool, which again was attached to the announcements page, to actually figure out how to appropriately cite this. You can look up what it is, and what it is it is a periodical. It's an article in a journal, which I need to turn to page 4. And this will tell me this is how it should look. Author, period, comma, article title, period, quotation mark, period, quotation mark, italicized title of the journal, blah, 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 blah. So then you know you need to go back and retype this to make it work. That's the process. That is the process of finding resources, making citations. Now, ultimately, you're going to have to read your resource because you're going to have to write a summary paragraph. But I find that most people don't struggle with writing summary paragraphs. Most people struggle with doing the formatting. So this was a quick video just to kind of talk you through this process. If you have additional questions, please let me know. Otherwise, happy researching and happy writing, and I will see you later.